The Invisible Force, Boeing B-2 Spirit, the supreme fighter of the U.S. Air Force. The Boeing B-2 Spirit, also known as the stealth bomber, is an American strategic stealth bomber that can launch both conventional and nuclear bombs. It is built by the Northrop Grumman Company and is the world's most expensive plane ever built. Costs rise to around $2.5 billion, with only 21 aircraft built in the world. It is a long-range, strategic, hard-observable bomber capable of penetrating sophisticated and dense air defense shields, undetectable by radar. The B-2 Spirit is capable of all-altitude attack missions up to 15,240 meters, with a range of over 11,112 kilometers without fuel and over 18,520 kilometers on a single refuel, with the ability to fly anywhere in the world in few hours. In the early 1980s, the Soviet Union introduced a new generation of Sukhoi Su-27 fighter/interceptor aircraft, the Mikoyan-Gurevichi MiG-29, and especially the Mikoyan-Gurevichi MiG-31, along with early warning and airspace surveillance aircraft type Beriev A-50. All these aircraft have radars with look-down/shoot-down capability to detect, track and attack targets below the radar horizon. Thus, the tactic used until then by American B-52 bombers and B-1 prototypes to penetrate enemy space by flying at very low altitudes, below the detection field of ground and airborne radars, became risky. With the development by the Northrop Company of the software technique called continuous curvature for measuring the reflection of radar waves on round surfaces, it was possible to design a hard-to-detect aircraft with a much lower aerodynamic coefficient than the F-117. The concept of a strategic bomber capable of penetrating Soviet airspace undetected emerged in the late 1970s. The idea was that the plane could penetrate Soviet airspace in the first hours of a nuclear war without the risk of being detected by radar or sensors in infrared. It was tasked with seeking out and destroying high-priority targets such as Soviet mobile ballistic missiles, SS-25, command and control centers, and creating large-scale breaches in the Soviet air defense system. Thus, the easily detectable B-52 and B-1 bombers would have been given a free lane to attack strategic targets, which they would not have been able to approach under other conditions. The specification called for a passive electronically scanned multimode radar with a low probability of interception, which is coupled to an inertial navigation system and GPS satellite for high-precision weapons guidance. Fuselage with very low radar and infrared signature. Intercontinental range, including in-flight refueling capability, and the ability to carry the full range of conventional and nuclear weapons. It is the first plane designed entirely by computer. It required the invention of hundreds of new materials, new computer-aided design, testing, and manufacturing processes. Extensive computer testing of all aerodynamic characteristics and radar signature was required. Very low radar detectability necessitated the choice of a flying wing configuration, see Northrop YB-49. But the aerodynamic instability of this configuration must be permanently compensated by a fly-by-wire computerized flight control system. In order for this plane to be able to fly and fulfill its mission, approximate 200 computers with specific tasks. Research and development costs amounted to about $46 billion. General characteristics: crew 2, length 20.9 meters, wingspan 52.4256 meters, height 5.1 meters, wing area 460 meters superscript 2, mass empty 71,700 kilograms, mass loaded 152,600 kilograms, maximum takeoff mass 171,000 kilograms. Engine 4x General Electric F-118 GE100 dual-flow turbofan, 17,300 lb-f each. Performances: maximum speed 764 kilometers per hour, range 10,400 kilometers, operational ceiling 15,000 meters. The dreaded Boeing B-2 Spirit. In a tense future where geopolitical conflicts had escalated, the Boeing B-2 Spirit, known for its advanced technological performance, was called on a crucial mission in the airspace of Ukraine. A state-of-the-art Russian jet, the dreaded Sukhoi Su-27, threatened the stability of the region and needed a direct confrontation with the United States Air Force. The Boeing B-2 Spirit, equipped with the most advanced fighter systems and stealth capabilities, was assigned to counter the Russian threat and restore balance to the region. Its crew of experienced pilots and military technology specialists reported to the military base in Ukraine ready for a critical mission. At dawn, the two fighter jets met in an aerial duel in which the pilot's skill and the aircraft's technological performance would decide the fate of the confrontation. The Boeing B-2 Spirit, with its futuristic shape and stealth capabilities, began to pursue the nimble Su-27. In a complex dance of movements, both aircraft tried to anticipate their opponent, avoid enemy missiles, and use their technological advantages. The Boeing B-2 Spirit, with its ability to become almost invisible on radar, surprised and countered the advanced maneuvers of the Russian aircraft. The aerial battle unfolded with intensity, and the sky of Ukraine became witness to a particularly sophisticated confrontation. The Boeing B-2 Spirit was able to maneuver and use its advanced technology to avoid enemy attacks, thus counterbalancing the Su-27's technical advantage. With surprising maneuverability and remarkable accuracy, the Boeing B-2 Spirit launched a series of advanced guided missiles that defeated the Russian aircraft's defensive systems. Eventually, the Su-27 was neutralized, and the Boeing B-2 Spirit returned to base as a symbol of American technological supremacy and pilot skill. This confrontation has become a legend in the military world, demonstrating not only the advanced technology, but also the talent and courage of the airmen who defended freedom and security in a tense international context. On a scorching day in the heart of Afghanistan, the Boeing B-2 Spirit, known for its military strength and versatility in complex theaters of operations, was called on a delicate mission to counter the terrorist threats that were making their presence felt in the region. Equipped with cutting-edge technologies and a well-trained team of commanders and pilots, the Boeing B-2 Spirit flew into the clear skies of Afghanistan, ready to tackle the challenges on the ground. Its mission was to locate and destroy terrorist bases while protecting local communities and allied forces. In a mountainous region, the Boeing B-2 Spirit identified a major terrorist complex. With surgical precision, the plane launched precision-guided missiles at enemy positions. Its advanced radar avoidance technology and stealth capability enabled the aircraft to deliver lethal strikes, minimizing risk to Allied and civilian forces. As the Boeing B-2 Spirit was carrying out its mission, it was intercepted by enemy fighter jets, which attempted to prevent attacks against terrorist positions. An intense air battle began, where the American plane had to use its artificial intelligence and advanced technology to avoid enemy missiles and counter the maneuvers of enemy aircraft. With a combination of technological skills and the talent of its crew, the Boeing B-2 Spirit was able to neutralize the enemy air threat and continue its mission. Terrorist positions were destroyed and local communities felt the warmth of liberation and protection brought by the invisible plane that watched over them. The Boeing B-2 Spirit returned to base as an unsung hero of the Afghan skies, and its story has become a legend among the Air Force and local residents. Its mission in Afghanistan highlighted not only the effectiveness of its technology, but also its commitment to defending peace and freedom against terrorist threats.